Fame is a weird thing. You spend years building it, carefully, strategically, one post at a time, one video at a time, one carefully crafted public image at a time, and then one day, one decision, one moment, one video clip going viral for all the wrong reasons, and it is all gone.
Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican. I think her ad is fantastic.
Let's start with the most extreme case first. Chud the Builder. Real name, Dalton Earthly. Now, if you are fortunate enough to not know who this person is, let me give you the full picture. Over the past year, Chud built his entire online brand around one thing: being as racist, as publicly and loudly as possible. That is it. That was the whole strategy.
Shrooms or something? What do you want?
I told you I'm on your mama's sweet.
Okay,
bitch.
You're a bitch, bro. Literally, all you do is talk about your dick.
Ah, I'm sorry. I'm a
Come back over here.
Okay. Let's not
here.
Let's not fight. I am.
Touch me again. Touch me again.
I don't want to get pepper sprayed. I really don't.
Go pick up my hat. You heard me.
Fuck your shit.
Touch me again. Touch me again. That's what I thought. Thank you.
Hey, don't hit me with that shit.
I ain't gonna pray you. To put his hands on me again. Go home with you. Let's go get his ass. Hey, hey, thanks for picking up my hat. Look at this. Get her.
He started on Kick, which is already saying something because Kick is the platform that basically has no rules. And even Kick eventually had enough of him. So he moved to Pump Fun, where he continued verbally abusing basically every black person he could find online or in person. He would film himself going out into public specifically to provoke confrontations with strangers.
You gonna sneak up behind me like y'all like to do? Look at this chimping out. Look at this chimping out. That's the news team. Y'all know his name now. Isaiah Ware, pussy ass fuck. He talks a lot of shit on the newscast. Come over here, chimp out. Come here and chimp out. Come on over here and chimp out. We tried to have a civil conversation. Y'all saw the whole thing. Y'all saw the whole thing. You following me to my truck now, nigga? We got 18 rounds for you. We ain't got nothing else. Don't follow me in my truck. I bet you won't follow me in my truck. Come on. Look at him. Ooga booga. Ooh ah ah. Ooh ah ah.
And his whole thing was this alpha male tough guy persona, this big man energy, this I am not scared of anyone attitude, which would have been slightly more convincing if the things coming out about him behind the scenes were not so spectacularly embarrassing. Because while Chud was out here performing his whole tough guy act on Linny, a former associate decided to share some rather revealing information about what Dalton was really like in private.
Used to smoke mid and get raw dogged by Chud the Builder. Well, he's not lying. I already told y'all we used to smoke. He used to sell me weed. And we did raw dog. A lot. Me, him, and my ex-wife. I am a professional pegger. It is no secret that I perform prostate massages, if you will, for men. I've been doing it for a very long time now. Most of my clientele is white men. We sign NDA agreements. I talk about me pegging all the time.
And let us just say the public persona and the private reality were not exactly matching up. The whole alpha male brand collapsed pretty quickly after that. But honestly, the personal hypocrisy is almost funny in comparison to what happened next, because Chud took things from online provocation to something far more serious. During an incident in Tennessee, after deliberately going out to antagonize people on camera, as he always did, Somion ended up getting shot.
They're out here.
Somebody got shot.
Yeah.
And Chud was taken into custody and charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon, and employing a firearm during a dangerous felony. His bail was set at $1.25 million. Now here is where it gets genuinely fascinating. You would expect that in a situation like this, the people who supported Chud online, his community, his fans, the people who watched every stream would rally around him, right? That is not what happened. Even right-wing figures who you would expect to be the first ones defending him publicly distanced themselves.
I say send him to jail. I don't think what he did was defensible. Yeah, at a certain point, if you're running around with a gun antagonizing people and then you shoot somebody, it's one thing if somebody attacks you for no reason and you shoot them. It's another thing if it's here I am with my live stream where I provoke confrontations. I hope I don't have to kill anybody today. I don't know, man.
Nobody wanted to touch it, so Chud did the only thing he could do. He called Iden Ross and begged him to help pay the bail. And Iden Ross on a live stream in front of everyone said, absolutely not.
Can you pay his bail? Imagine the clips. Dude, fuck no. Absolutely fucking not. What the hell?
Not even close. Now, Chud is looking at 54 to 60 years in prison if convicted on all charges. And here's the thing that makes this whole story so painfully predictable. This was not some random incident that came out of nowhere. Legal experts have pointed out that the self-defense argument is severely weakened by the fact that there is a long documented history of Chud deliberately going out to provoke exactly these kinds of confrontations. On camera, repeatedly, for content. The whole strategy was go out and antagonize people, film the reaction, posted online, get the views. And it worked. Until it did not. Until someone pushed back in a way that could not be edited into a viral clip. Chud the Builder built his entire career on being as provocative as possible, and then discovered that the real world does not care about your subscriber count when you are standing in front of a jury. Now, let's talk about someone whose fall-off is considerably less criminal, but honestly just as fascinating from a public relations perspective. Sydney Sweeney. Now look. Sydney Sweeney is genuinely talented. I want to be clear about that, but talent is not really what this story is about. This story is about how a combination of bad decisions, bad advice, and a fan base that was more interested in her appearance than her acting created a situation that is very difficult to come back from.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
It started towards the end of 2025 with an American Eagle advertising campaign. The campaign was built around a pun, but talent is not really what this story is about. Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Jeans. Jeans, as in denim jeans, the clothing brand they were advertising. Simple enough, right? Except the campaign also referenced her blonde hair and blue eyes. And in the current political climate, that combination of words, great genetics.
Okay?
President, actress Sydney Sweeney came out this weekend that she was a registered Republican. Any thoughts on that?
That who was?
Sydney Sweeney. She's a very hot actress right now.
She's a registered Republican?
Yes.
Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney Sweeney? You'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans. That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic.
Blonde hair. Blue eyes landed very badly with a lot of people. But talent is not really what this story is about. Now, I'm not here to say whether the campaign was intentionally problematic or just genuinely badly thought through. What I will say is that whoever approved that campaign clearly did not think hard enough about how it would be received. And the people who came out most loudly in support of it were exactly the kind of people you do not want publicly associating themselves with your brand. Sydney tried to address it. But talent is not really what this story is about. She put out a statement saying she did not support the views people were associating with the campaign, that she loves the brand, that she is against hate. And honestly, a normal, straightforward apology might have been enough. But instead, she came across as slightly defensive, slightly dismissive of the concerns, and it only made things worse. But talent is not really what this story is about. Then people started digging and discovered she is a registered Republican. Now in isolation, that should not be the end of someone's career. Plenty of people are Republicans, but combined with the campaign and the way she had handled the controversy, it created a narrative that she could not shake. But talent is not really what this story is about. And narratives are everything in this industry. And here's the thing about Sydney Sweeney's situation that makes it particularly difficult. Her fan base, A significant portion of her following was built around her physical appearance, not her acting, not her personality, her looks. And that is a really unstable foundation to build a career on. But talent is not really what this story is about. Because those fans do not defend you when things go wrong. They do not show up for your movies. They do not rally around you when you need public support. They just move on to the next person. And that is exactly what happened. Her recent films have struggled badly at the box office. The boxing biopic Christie grossed just $1.31 million against a $15 million budget. But talent is not really what this story is about. That is not just a flop. That is a disaster. And the other films she appeared in performed similarly poorly. Add to all of this, rumors of bad blood with her Euphoria co-stars. Her public relationship with Scooter Braun, who is genuinely one of the most disliked figures in celebrity circles. And you have someone who went from being one of the most talked about actresses in Hollywood to someone who cannot seem to buy goodwill from anyone right now.
If I'm on my private TikTok, my entire For You page is history, facts, and arts and crafts. And then if I'm on my Sid's Garage page, it's sadly a lot of hate about me.
Sid's Garage? Is that your public TikTok? How is there bad stuff? I thought it's content that you create.
Can she come back from this? Absolutely. But she needs a complete reset, less defensiveness, more genuine humility, and probably a new PR team. Okay, so now, we are moving from a streamer who ended up in prison, and an actress dealing with controversy to someone who seems determined to alienate literally everyone who has ever supported him. First, he spent weeks telling his audience that he had inside information about when Kai was going to return from his hiatus. Teasing it, building it up, getting people excited, and then delivering absolutely nothing every single time.
I know exactly when he's going live, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say it, but I'm gonna be on mute, okay? Kai is going live. Fuck is you talking about? So listen, whatever y'all got right there, listen, hey, whatever y'all got right there. You said do it again. Shit, I'm not doing it again. Nope, I'm not doing it again. No words. I literally said it, chat. Listen, whatever y'all got right there, that's what y'all gonna get right there, bro. I'm not telling y'all nothing no more. Okay, I'll do it one more time.
Then he got into a public beef with India Love because she had the audacity to suggest that maybe the way he talked about women was not great.
India Love unfollowed you on Instagram. Unfollow her, dork. I don't give about India gang. I don't mean that. I'm saying nigga. I don't give a fuck. Chat, India Love literally texted me, chat. She texted me and said, can we talk about what I said and this like that, bro? You know what I'm saying? I will text her. I said, why would you say that about me? That shit has been passed, but I'm saying, nigga, she literally texted me saying, can I send you a voice message? And I left her there.
But the moment that really crystallized everything for people was the Mr. Beast games. Rakai was invited to compete in what is one of the biggest content creator events in the world. An event watched by hundreds of millions of people, and instead of seeing it as an opportunity, instead of recognizing that this was a chance to show a different side of himself to a massive audience, he decided to be as obnoxious as possible. Deliberately, proudly, he was eventually swatted during a boarding school stream, got booed at Rolling Loud, and through all of it remained completely unapologetic, saying he was not there to make friends. He was there to compete. He does not care what anyone thinks.
I'm not gonna make no friends. I'm not being friendly with nobody. I'm not here. Oh, Yaddle. Oh my God. How are you doing, pal? Oh my, bro, dude. Man, how are you doing, dude? Fuck no. I'm there to win $1 million for my community 25 eggs. I'm not on with y'all, huh? I'm not gonna, bro, let's make a TikTok, dude. Bro, I'm just here to be here, bro. Fuck no.
And look, I understand that to some people that energy is entertaining. But there is a difference between being a compelling villain and just being exhausting. And Rakai crossed that line a long time ago. The audience tolerance for him is at an all-time low. And the sad thing is, he genuinely has the ability to be entertaining. When he is not actively trying to be terrible, he can be genuinely watchable. But he has built such a thick wall of deliberate awfulness around himself that most people have just given up trying to find the person underneath it. And finally, Russell Brand. Now, this one is different from the other three, because this is not a story about someone making bad decisions in the pursuit of fame. This is a story about someone using fame as a shield. For a very long time, Russell Brand started as a stand-up comedian in the UK, became a Hollywood star, married Katy Perry, became one of the most recognizable faces in entertainment. Then when the Hollywood thing started to wind down, he reinvented himself as a political commentator, a truth teller, a man who was brave enough to say the things nobody else would say. He built a massive following on YouTube and podcasts.
West in New Cold War, Putin pictures with his top off, a mistake he made once. I don't know why he did that. I mean, that is real overt masculinity, top off behaviour. I think he's got a fucking knife on him. I think what he meant when he did this top off thing is I'm not some pussy like politician with a tie on. I'll literally kill you myself.
And then, in 2023, a group of journalists published an investigation, and everything changed. Multiple women came forward with accusations of sexual assault, rape, predatory behavior going back years. And here's the thing that makes Russell Brand's situation particularly disturbing. This was not new information. There had been warnings, public statements, comments made by people in the industry going back to 2006. The signs were there for anyone willing to look. But Russell Brand had built such a carefully crafted alternative public persona by the time the accusations became impossible to ignore that he had a ready-made defense. He positioned himself as someone being targeted by the establishment, by the mainstream media, by the powerful forces he had spent years claiming to fight against. He went on Piers Morgan's show, which did not help him at all. He appeared on Megyn Kelly's show where he actually admitted to sleeping with the 16-year-old when he was 30, and framed it as I was immature back then. As if being 30 years old is a valid excuse for that kind of behavior. He then pivoted to Christianity, which again, I'm not going to judge anyone's faith. But the timing of someone facing serious sexual misconduct allegations suddenly becoming very publicly religious is a pattern we have seen enough times now to recognize for what it is. His trial has been delayed. He remains on bail. 6 accusers are set to give evidence. And the man who spent years positioning himself as someone brave enough to tell the truth about the powerful now finds himself hoping that truth does not catch up with him in a courtroom. The irony is almost too much. So there you have it. The biggest fall-offs of 2025. A streamer who built a career on being provocative and ended up facing 54 to 60 years in prison. An actress who let bad advice and a worse PR strategy and do years of hard work. A content creator who is so committed to being unlikable that he is running out of people willing to watch. And a man who used the language of truth and transparency to hide things that are now very much coming to light. 4 very different people, but one thing they all have in common. Every single one of them had the opportunity to make different choices. Chud did not have to go out and deliberately provoke strangers. Sydney did not have to be defensive about a legitimate concern. Rakai does not have to treat every single person around him like an obstacle. And Russell Brand had decades of warnings that he chose to ignore. Fame does a weird thing to people. It convinces them that the normal rules do not apply, that consequences are for other people, that the audience will forgive anything. And sometimes they will, but sometimes they will not. And 2025 was very much a year of sometimes they will not. As always, that is just my take on it. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.